Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to discuss why I believe we always have had a second killer in Scream 3. As it is presented, Roman was the sole killer in Scream 3. We all know Angelina was written to be the second killer, but what if I told you she never died in Scream 3 and was actually the second killer all along?
We'll see, bitch.
I'm fucking infamous.
In this video, I'll be talking about parts of Scream 3 that can almost guarantee that Angelina is the second killer. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like on the video to help support the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the video. Yes, as said, Angelina was previously written in as the second killer, but they scrapped that idea and went with Roman being a single killer. Scream has always been known to have two killers donning the suit and mask. We started with Billy and Stu in 1996. Then in Scream 2, we had Mickey and Mrs. Loomis. Scream 4, we have Jill and Charlie. Scream 5, we have Richie and Amber. But why did we only get Roman for Scream 3? With Scream 3, we had a huge amount of changes to this film. Originally, we were going to have Stu return running a cult of ghost faces from prison. That idea was scrapped out of respect for Columbine. Not that the script or idea was bad to begin with, they clearly wrote it and began on the project. Changes were made purely out of respect. Not to say this story cannot still take place later on. Then we come to the next idea that Angelina and Roman were both killers for Scream 3. That story still remained with some slight tweaks, removing the idea of two killers, going down to one being Roman. During the scene with Sydney on the set for the shooting of Stab, she had an encounter with Ghostface on set, in which she just happened to run into an individual carrying stolen attire from the set by, you guessed it, Angelina. During the bathroom scene, she can be seen in the bathroom stall wearing the same boots as Ghostface, while carrying a stolen mask, shroud, and many other accessories. Now she comes up with an easy excuse. The movie was canceled, so why not go ahead and steal some to keep some souvenirs? Okay, we can go with that. She does give off a little bit of a creepy vibe with wanting to make Sydney proud. I don't know, to me, that's a little weird. So this next part of the evidence, I'm going to go a little bit out of order because it's not that big of a piece of evidence, but it is enough to talk about. So during the gas explosion scene, after the house blows up and Tom is barbecued, Gail ends up at the bottom of the hill having to deal with Ghostface. Dewey's on his way down, shoots several times, hitting Ghostface 3 to 4 times. As he falls to the ground, he crawls under the Ford Explorer, getting away. Shortly later, acting all confused, who shows up? Angelina. Even Dewey asks how she got there. The amount of time that goes by on this scene is more than enough time for her to change out of the mask and shroud, just in time to stumble out, acting confused as if she had no idea what was going on. Though this could still be answered and possibly Roman, we'll go with that for now. One of the biggest pieces of evidence on why I believe Angelina is the second killer was the death of Stone. Yes, Stone was a very large size and strong man. The piece of evidence that makes me believe Angelina is a second killer, or they at least had a second killer on the phone, with Stone being in Dewey's trailer, they are in a confined space. While on the phone with the killer, Stone would have been able to hear the killer from the back room. He was literally about 3, maybe 4 feet away at best. In no world would that phone call have happened without him hearing the killer right next to him. If you listen to the killer's voice as he's betraying Dewey, he sounds like he's having a normal conversation with Stone. Why would he have not heard him from the other room? The killer could have been listening in on the phone call while the second killer kept him distracted, waiting for the best opportunity to strike. My final reason on why I believe Angelina was the second killer was the actual kill itself. Killers have been known to cut or stab their partners when setting the stage for the finale. Billy and Stu stabbed each other. Jill killed Charlie and then self-inflicted a lot of wounds. Amber and Richie never really got to that point. Now with Angelina, all we saw was a stab wound to the shoulder and her body get dragged away. I refuse to believe that's what killed her. If Roman can fake his death, he can easily have faked hers, allowing her time to get away while everyone thinks she is dead. Remember, the producers will always have a reason for what they do. We will always get small and subtle hints on who the killer is and possibly what their motive is throughout the movie. They want us to guess and they want us to play along. Is it possible to have Angelina as a potential return killer, since we never really confirmed she died? With many pieces of evidence pointing out that she's possibly a second killer, what are your thoughts on this? Comment down below what you think. That's all I have for now. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
We'll see, bitch.
I'm fucking infamous.